Good morning.
It is.
I prepared a few things. I don't know if we'll get through them all, but let me jump in.
We are equally prepared.
Okay. I would like to get a clearer and broader understanding of the illusion of me and the illusion of separation of my mind and personality from other individuals. I've seen how my thoughts affect what I experience and what I see from others, and how their thoughts affect them and what they see from me. Most of the time I feel like a distinct individual, but sometimes when I observe those close to me, I lose sight of that distinction momentarily and realize that we're just making this all up.
Why did you use the word the illusion that is me?
Because I believe that we're all a part of that larger mind of God.
Well, you certainly are that. So why do you think that since you are all this broader non-physical energy, why do you think that you would don this personality and this human perspective? What's the reason for that?
To enjoy myself, to have a fun time, a unique experience.
So Source is having a myriad of vantage points that are playing off one another for the purpose of coming to new conclusions. So what's illusionary about that? Are you saying, I have the illusion that I'm not good when I really am, or I have the illusion that I'm not of value when I really am?
I'm trying to understand the mechanism of it all, how it all works.
Well, we'll give you the short, fast, clear, concise, perfect version. You were non-physical energy, knowing that you are eternal, looking for an opportunity to think about things, to come to new conclusions. So, as that non-physical source, some call it God, you projected a part of yourself into this body. Lots of other bodies too, as you've pointed out. And you knew that that personality was going to stand in a unique place of perceiving and interact with a lot of other personalities who were also standing in unique places of perceiving, and that as you intertwine with one another, that you will create yet more perception, more desire, more expansion, more life. And as that source energy, you know that that is the nature of your being, and so you just went with that flow. In other words, it was just the natural thing to do. So then you come forth into this physical body. Now, when you get forth in this physical body, let's say that you are born and bam, you fast forward and you're here listening to us. And you haven't learned anything else along your physical trail. And so now you're alert, you're in an environment that you understand pretty well, and you're hearing that source energy explain to you what you're here about and what to do next. And so we say, welcome to planet Earth. We say, you came here with great reason for being here, and you have a whole host of resourceful source energy that is flowing to you constantly. And here in this physical body, you will stand in your unique perspective, for no one else in all of the universe stands exactly where you stand. And as you look around, you're going to see things that you like and things that you don't like. And in either case, the things that you like will cause you to offer a vibration that source will join, and the things that you don't like will cause you to come to a conclusion of what you would prefer, which source will join. So you are going to be the vortex through which that which you call source or God is going to expand. And it's going to feel really good to you when you do it. When you find something that you don't like, as you quickly turn your attention to what it is that you want, you will stay in complete alignment with that which is source. In other words, as you let the contrast give you an idea of what you want, you will be a perfect vibrational match to that new thing that you want, as source will be. And in doing so, you will feel fed, you will feel fueled, you will feel uplifted, you will feel eager, you will feel love, you will feel joy. And you said, oh, I would like to go forth and do that. That was the plan. That is the plan. Now, what sometimes happens, and that is the reason that someone would ask a question like this, what sometimes happens is that you come forth into this physical body, you focus upon your life experience, and you see what you don't want, and you spend a lot of time analyzing what you don't want. Now, you've launched a rocket of desire, and the larger part of you has already become this expanded version of you, but you're holding yourself apart from that expanded version because you're still justifying why you want that. You're still explaining how wrong this is. You're still talking in the morning, even though you saw the television program last night about how out of line that gate agent is. In other words, you're still beating the drum of what you don't want. And in doing so, even though you had the option of your life coming into this body, your life helping you to find something you want, your life causing you to flow towards source, even though you had the option of completing that circle, sometimes you get stuck out here by pushing against what you do not want, which causes enough resistance within you that you are not allowing yourself to be who you really are. That's the big picture. That's the whole picture. So why did I come forth into this physical experience? For the joy of the expansion. So what do I do when it's not fun? Relax and go with the flow and it'll get fun. We're not kidding. We know that sounds simplistic, but it is accurate.
So how does the illusion of separation work?
Well, you're using the word illusion because what you're wanting to say is who I really am knows who I am. Who I really am flowed into this body. Who I really am rode the rocket of desire. Who I really am is the vibrational equivalent of what my life has caused me to be. And so my separation is an illusion. That's what you're wanting to say. And we want to say, let's not call it illusion. Let's call it a vibrational difference that is noted to me by my negative emotion. Let's not pretend that it is an illusion. It's a vibrational reality. Certainly, I'm not letting myself be who I really am. And I've convinced myself that I am other than I really am. I've convinced myself that I'm not worthy when I'm worthy. I've convinced myself that I'm not worthwhile when I am. I've convinced myself that I can't do it when I can. Is that why you are calling it an illusion?
No. It's a word that I'm using.
Well, stop it.
Okay. Let me find something else.
Because it's distracting and it doesn't apply and it isn't accurate. To use the word illusion implies that something is different than I see it.
Yeah.
And your guidance system is to help you to see it as you see it. And so it is accurate to say every time I feel negative emotion, I am seeing an illusion of what life really is because who I really am is seeing it more clearly. But we do not think the word is helpful to you.
Okay. I'd like to also form a clearer understanding of the differences between physical and non-physical. I'd like to understand more what is the moment-to-moment existence for Abraham like. After you leave Esther, what will you do next today? Do you just watch us? What else fills your day? If our physical experience is so great, why do you choose to hang out and observe us from the sidelines in non-physical? If it's so great to be physical, why don't you get in the game and go through the veil of forgetfulness and join us out on the leading edge?
We're starting to understand why you use the word illusion. Because your vantage point of us is so far from our vantage point, which is the reason for your question. So we have a similar question for you. If you bring your toaster here and you want to toast some bread, which is the purpose of the toaster, you would plug it into a current and then you would toast your bread. Would you say to the electricity, why aren't you a toaster?
No.
So you acknowledge that there is a value of the current and that there's a value of the leading edge extension of the current and that together they work really well, but you would never ask all the current to be toasters. And so now our analogy is Certainly not perfect, none are. But the point that we're wanting to make is that you are source energy, and part of that source energy that is you has come forth into this physical body. That's what we've been talking about all morning here. It's not dead or alive, non-physical or physical. And so Esther is the physical embodiment of that which we are. And many others are as well. In other words, we are a stream of consciousness that is powerfully represented by the physical likes of you. And what we're wanting you to understand is that when you drop the illusion that you are separate from that, and you deliberately reach for connection thought by thought, then the best of all worlds happens, because then you're non-physical energy expressing in a physical body, and that's the best of all worlds. And that's really what we've been trying to convey here, is that as the non-physical you expresses itself here, and then the contrast causes you to ask for yet more, and you go with the flow of that yet more, now that cycle is complete and there is no separation. We are teasing you about the word illusion. Esther thinks that the book Illusions that was written by Richard Bach is the best book that she has ever read. In other words, it was part of the awakening that she felt as she and Jerry were coming together. And so we are playing with you about the word illusion, but really everything that we talk about in this Art of Allowing workshop is about the art really of releasing the illusion of separation while you accept that you are an extension, an extension, an extension, an extension, and you can never separate yourself from that which is source. And you can feel in the moment how much you're allowing of that flow or how much you're pinching off of that flow, you see. Now, what's left undone there?
Okay.
That you spoke already.
I'd like to understand a little bit more about the personality of Abraham. Clearly you have a personality. You're non-physical, but you take on this personality when you come to speak to us.
Well, our personality is interpreted through Esther's personality. In other words, we are offering vibrations to Esther, radio signals, and the essence of that which we are is knowing well-being, understanding the purpose and value of your life, understanding that you are good, understanding that all is well. And so it is very easy to be lighthearted in the physical sense when you understand that only well-being abounds. And so as Esther gets herself into vibrational alignment with us, and then she finds physical words that match the feeling of the vibration that is us, that's what you're calling Abraham's personality. Abraham's personality would be different if it were spoken through another, because it is a blending of the two worlds. In other words, Esther is the lens through which we are reflected, you see. We are pleased with Esther's interpretation of that which we are, because we find it to be, for the most part, in alignment with that which we are. In other words, every now and again, if Esther's not up to speed with that which we are, she has a harder time finding the interpretation. She can always offer the words, but she cannot necessarily offer them in the exact spirit in which we are offering them. That depends upon how she's doing. If you listen to some of the earlier recordings, you hear the resistance within her being as she was accurately finding the words, but she was not flowing in the rhythm of us in the way that she now is, you see. Let's take segment of refreshment. Good time for it. We are complete. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. You are leading edge beings right out here on the leading edge of thought. Jerry has written on his notes again and again, new, first. And we say, while some of it felt a little bit to some of you like slow going, we have together taken thought beyond that which it has been before. And that is really, after all, one of the things that you were most exhilarated about coming into this time-space reality. You said, I'll go forth and I will expand. And then you said, but then of course everyone will. And then you said, but I'll go forth and I'll be consciously aware of my expansion. And we said, that makes you unique. And then you said, I'll go forth and I'll expand and I'll be consciously aware of my expansion, and I will deliberately point myself in the direction of that expansion, and therefore I will have joy as I am moving forward. And we say, that's what we remember you saying, and that's what we've come forth to remind you that you said. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are incomplete.